Guess who's back?
Back again.
With more flag picks, with more highlights.
Average flag picks that,
with
with how this past week went.
Yeah, I heard about that. Heard you had a rough week.
If we're judging it on the week before.
I'm just saying, hey.
We'll get to that.
Some people on this podcast, not going to point fingers, had a week where they only lost double-digit picks. That'd be you. But some people on this podcast predicted and only had single-digit losses. Hey, it happens.
But who's up in the series?
Welcome
back to the FlagBeast Podcast.
Right, here we go with the bullshit.
Hope everybody's been good. It was a good Sunday. No games. Got to watch.
It was hot.
Understatement.
Deathly hot.
Understatement.
I
Got to
feel
watch.
like the camera overheated like 15 times.
Shouts out to wifey Hallie.
Yes.
She was killing it.
Yes. Best camera girl in the business.
She was killing it. Switching out batteries when they weren't even dead just because they were getting hot. Just to keep it rolling. Y'all will see that film if you haven't already. You should see one or two games by the time you see this podcast. But if not, you will see them very soon. How was your flag week?
That's my question. I get to ask that question.
Oh. Sorry.
How was your flag week, sir?
It was good. I played on Monday and
almost lost the leg.
Almost lost the leg by nothing except making a move that was completely unnecessary, but I scored. We lost the first game to 𝙃𝙃𝙄𝙎. Shout out 𝙃𝙃𝙄𝙎. It was a tough game.
Yep.
They got smoked by Flight Squad in the first game, and so they
took the frustration out.
They took the frustration out. Daniel went crazy. He made my job very difficult as a rusher. I was very tired. But then the second game we played, we all we got. It was a good game. They played us really tough. We played like garbage, but pulled it out at the end. How about you, sir? Have you played it all this week?
I haven't played. I trained on Tuesday, like I've been doing. And that's about it. Like, I'm trying to save my legs for the tournament. That's coming up with Jason's tournament, Turf Wars.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've just been chilling and reffing. Making positive picks in the world. This week I don't got to edit, thank God, because it was a struggle.
Because I'm back, baby.
Got
my program all worked out.
But you know why we here. Just a quick recap of last week. You see the scores on the screen.
Yeah, pause if you want to go over them because we have a long week 3 schedule.
So, what was the picks last week? What was the
So, to sum it up, we were pretty even in every format, but then when it came to 5-man, that's where I did terrible. But overall, it came out to I was 27-11 out of 38 games, and you were 30-8 out of the 38 games. So congrats to you, sir, on winning week 2. So as of week 2, the picks are I am 58-22, and my man Hubert B. Flagging here is 57-23. So it is a 1-game difference.
1-game difference. We said something off air that kind of resonates. The weeks that you're going to catch me on, or the weeks that you're going to be able to extend your lead, are obviously going to be the weeks that I play because you're not playing men's, you're only playing co-ed. So, of course, I'm going to go with I'm going to be as objective and non-biased as possible. However, my competitive nature says what games I play in, I will win. So, those are going to be the weeks you're going to have to extend the lead.
So, just be good. And you will be good.
Be great.
Be great, and you will be good.
So
that's if I pick against you guys.
You're right. That's
so
fair.
I gotta be strategic here and honest. You know what I'm saying? So
that's all I ask for.
I think I'm about even keel with how much I pick you versus how much I pick against y'all.
Okay.
But we'll see this week because y'all got
it's a heavy schedule this week. 55 games.
But what team stood out to you, and or what game would you want either or on each format?
I definitely picked. I would definitely say in men's the game that it shocked me, but then once I found out really what happened in the game, it didn't really shock me. The Straw Hats in the high stakes game against FWB, that's Jack and them. They only had like 6 people, so in that type of heat, I don't remember what time they might have played each other, but that definitely could have contributed to the factor of what it was. You see the scores 38-19. That's a double up on the scores. And then you got high stakes 32 FWB 19. So it's like I still picked them. I still rolled with them.
Granted, I did
granted,
too.
I had no knowledge of who was going to show up, how many bodies they were going to have.
But, 6 bodies, it doesn't,
it's
it
hard
doesn't matter in that heat if you only have 6 bodies.
Like that. And then, I feel like the other, I don't think it's a shock. I think it's more of I don't think it's a shock as far as like a negative shock, but I think it's a shock as far as like for shock value, like, damn, they're here and they're coming. 2 teams. And women's Florida Bish, they look good.
Oh yeah, it was as we predicted, and that was easy pickings. That was a lot of athletes
on that team that can do a whole lot of things, and put a lot of women's teams in situations where they don't want to be in.
Yeah.
So
and they executed as you thought they would have as well. Exactly. So
and then the other team, Bad Blood, Riders, whatever you want to call it.
They made it easy for us too.
They took the trip down. What is it? I-95, I-4, whatever you take to get from Jacksonville down here.
Both.
And took all of their souls that they played.
How many times have we picked against them? Like twice.
Who? We did?
You picked Straw Hats against them in 5-man, and I picked. Okay. I know I picked against them one game as well. I'm not gonna look back and
like if you look at the scoreboard, there's no point at any point in the day. Like I think the first game we went to Outlaws versus Dynasty.
Yes.
For 35 and up, game of the week, first game of the day. We're at halftime, and they're walking off the field to sit down because their game was over.
That game was over. That game was over.
And I'm like, y'all, like, what happened? Y'all done? It was like, yeah, it was a mercy rule. Wait, what?
Yeah, Bad Blood versus B3. Like, that's what that was.
A mercy rule.
Yeah.
Like, that quick. Like, and then you look at the scoreboard, like, there's no point. They had 27-13, 4 touchdowns. 32-26, more than 4 touchdowns. 32-13, more than 4 touchdowns. You go to 4-man, 30-27, more than 4 touchdowns. Bad Blood, B3, more than 4 touchdowns, 28. You go to 35 and up, Blood Riders, 28-0, 36-7, 28-0. Like,
and if you look at these guys, if you guys have seen them,
it's a video.
And you don't know who
we dropped that video.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be nasty.
It's gonna be crazy.
Embarrassing on my part.
It's gonna be crazy
because I'm pretty sure it was which game was it?
The Straw Hats.
Oh, the Straw Hats one. No, that's not the one I'm speaking on. Then
crazy.
That game.
But
that game was nuts.
Those were the 2 teams that, like, shock value wise were great. So for you, what
and I agree with that. I agree with that. And then stepping over into co-ed, what I was surprised about was 5 stars coming out and beating Florida versus everybody. That was
another early morning game. Got to catch up early in the morning. So Florida, everybody they had kind of a rough day. If you look at, they started rough. They ended their day well. I guess they played 4K last. But for their first 2 games, they lost on the last drives. So,
yeah, you're right.
Really tough for them to get out the mud early.
The Mayhem FBM game was as expected. It was really good.
Down to the wire.
Now, we all want to see that game with Chris and Martin both there.
Of course.
So, but for what that game was top notch. You guys will see that game if you haven't already. Just depends on how smooth the edits go. Been working hard. So yeah, that about sums up everything that was, surprising. Everything else was pretty straightforward. Yeah.
So. So sticking to this week 2, as we scroll to week 3, we had a fruit bowl challenge, right?
Yes, we did.
For everybody that you make bad picks, you don't know what you're doing. How did you guys do? Because you guys, it seems like a lot of you guys went the same record that we went, which was 4-1. Nobody got all 5 picks right. So it's not as, not as good. We had some people who wanted to switch their picks because they heard certain players weren't playing, but that's not how this works.
That's not how it works.
You pick who is on the paper. Doesn't matter who's playing.
Schedule?
We're gonna keep scrolling. There we go.
I scrolled right past it.
But yeah, you pick who's on paper. You don't get to pick and choose if they're playing this week, if they're not playing this week. That's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yep.
So because of that, because we had no winners, we're up in the ante.
Yes, we are.
We're up in the ante.
What's the ante this week?
So the ante this week, or the ante this week to get it for next week is barbecue plate. 5 for 5. You hit all 5 picks. You get a barbecue plate. If there are ties, the tiebreaker game will be the B3 women's game against Florida Bish. Tiebreaker game score.
I like it.
So that will be the tiebreaker this week. We'll discuss our 5 games. Our 5 for 5 games for week 3 are Blazers and Nightmares for 4-man. And 5 co-ed is TBD and FBM. And 5 women's, Florida Bish and B3. And 35 and up is Core versus Chaos. And then in 5 men's is the Top Boys versus Darkside. So yeah.
Is Bird gonna be here this week?
I think he is. I didn't see him make picks though. He'll probably make picks late.
Okay.
But we had a lot of people, you know, we had
a lot of people got close.
A lot of people got
my heart
close.
was jumping because
Bird got close.
Some people got the last game wrong. So it was like right.
Yeah. So
and then wrong. I was whew.
You didn't want to pay for that fruit bowl?
I mean, I'll gladly pay for that fruit bowl, but you know,
You just didn't want to be wrong.
I like winning, yeah.
I feel you on that.
I like winning.
I just could. It was
the first week.
You can't have somebody beat us in the first week.
You gotta come out with a dub on the first week, man.
But
hey, and if you guess the same score in the tiebreaker as somebody else, rock paper scissors.
There was no
I'm just saying Rochambeau.
Okay.
Rock paper scissors. No way out. Who's better? There's no better skill competition than Rochambeau.
Okay. But yeah, so this is this week's schedule.
Oh man, look at my the green screen. That's crazy.
Wow. So this is this week's schedule. So 9:00 game or 9. We're not even gonna do that. We're gonna same thing we did last week.
We're going by the book here. So we're gonna start with 4-man. Yeah.
Yep. Start with 4-man.
Okay.
4-man games of the days. You have Outlaws versus Nuketown, Skirt Gone, Outlaws Show Me, Blazers Nightmare, Shot Gang and Skirt Gone, Show Me and Blazers, Bomba Clot, which is the all women's team. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to the all women's team, Bomba Clot.
Don't Blink, Chaos versus Shot Gang, Bomba Clot versus Chaos, and Don't Blink versus Nightmares. So Outlaws Nuketown, who you got?
Man, this is a tough one right out the gate.
I'm going Nuketown.
You're going Nuketown?
Off the dribble.
Off the drib.
In the chicken box all day.
I'm going Outlaws.
Okay, bet. Off the dribble. That's how we splitting picks early. I love it. Nuketown versus Skirt Gone. You can schedule me for Skirt Gone. You know, I like us.
This is gonna be a difference-breaking week here because I'm going Nuketown.
You do what you got to do, brother. You do what you have to do. Outlaws versus Show Me. I'm gonna go Show Me.
I'm gonna go Show Me there as well.
Okay.
That's gonna be a good game though.
Okay. Blazers versus Nightmares. I believe that is our 5 for 5 pick.
So we'll skip that one and bundle it up at the end. That way everyone can follow along with their picks while we make the consecutive picks.
Shot Gang versus Skirt Gone. I'm going with Skirt Gone. You know I'm gonna go with us. And I know you're gonna go with Shot Gang. I know you are. It's okay.
Oh man.
I've accepted that you're gonna. We have a lot of tough games this week. And when I say we, I mean Skirt Gone. But I like us. Because I actually get to play. I can make a difference.
You got to show out.
I can make a difference. I didn't get to play against them in 5-man.
To be honest, because the Shot Gang, that game too, it's going to be big for y'all in the backfield.
Yep.
So y'all really do.
Show Me versus Blazers.
You weren't lying when
I'm gonna go Blazers.
I'm going Blazers too, but you had said it because I glanced over the schedule. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of.
I don't sit here and necessarily dissect the schedule. We're not there yet. Maybe when we get to the second half of the season and it gets to the nitty gritty on the records, I'll start, dissecting to destroy my opponent here. But these are some good games.
I'm telling you, Blazers.
These are tough.
Going Blazers.
I'm going Blazers too, but I'm calling one possession here.
Okay.
Just nothing or no, here, yeah, we're going Blazer. Circle that. So I'm going to put 1 possession. Okay. So then we got
Bumbleclot versus Don't Blink. Give me Bumbleclot, bro. Give me Bumbleclot.
Give me Bumbleclot. Let's go.
Give me Bumbleclot. Let's go,
Bro,
Dolly. Let's go, Dolly. Let's go, ladies. Let's go. I'm riding with y'all.
Don't blink.
Make
until proven otherwise.
Don't blink. Let's go, ladies.
Until proven otherwise.
Who you choosing?
I said Bumbleclot. Okay. I was saying until otherwise, don't blink. It doesn't have.
Let's go, Bumbleclot. We believe in you this week.
I don't have any faith in you guys right now. Y'all got to pick it up.
Chaos versus 𝙃𝙃𝙀𝙍. I'm gonna ride with 𝙃𝙃𝙀𝙍 in that. Bumbleclot versus Chaos. I'm gonna give it to Chaos.
I'm gonna give it to Chaos. One possession.
Chaos is a little bit more seasoned than Don't Blink. So I'm gonna get at the Chaos.
I'm gonna put 1 possession here though.
Okay. Nightmares versus Don't Blink. Nightmares.
Nightmares. Yep.
Yep.
So we had disagreements in the front half, but we tied it together in the back half of that one. So
bet. Next division. We have, I believe, 𝙃𝘼𝙍𝙍. Gassed Up versus Game Day Powered. FBM versus Game Day Powered. Gassed Up versus FBM. Game Day versus Silent Killers. FBM versus Vintage. Silent Killers versus FlagBeast. Silent Killers versus Vintage. FlagBeast versus Team Titus. FBM versus FTA. FlagBeast versus FTA. Silent Killers versus Team Titus. And then the cooperative game of the week for Supreme and also part of our 5 for 5, FBM versus TBD. So at the top, Gassed Up versus Game Day. I'll take Gassed Up.
I will take Gassed Up there as well. Game Day is going to need a week to get warmed up.
Okay.
And even then, Gassed Up is, y'all know what it is with them.
FBM versus Game Day. FBM. Take FBM.
Martin will be there, right?
I assume so.
Yeah, I think he told us on Monday when we were at 7-man.
I'm going to think he's going to be there. Then you have Gassed Up versus FBM.
This is going to be a great game.
Going to take...
I'll go first. I'm going to take Gassed Up.
That's where I'm leaning to. I'm not going to lie. I'm leaning towards Gassed Up, and I'm going to take Gassed Up. I'm going to take Gassed Up. You have Game Day versus Silent Killers. Of course, we like Silent Killers. I like Silent Killers.
I was about to say,
we're
Silent Killers.
Agree. That's the reigning B champions, by the way. Reigning B champions is co-ed. Is Silent Killers. Then you have
FBM versus Vintage.
I'm gonna take FBM.
I will take FBM as well. This is a pretty straightforward week so far.
Silent Killers and FlagBeast, of course.
We us.
We betting on ourselves.
Always.
Silent Killers versus Vintage.
That's going to be a good game.
I'm going to take, granted, this is what I will say. I think because of, I don't necessarily know I don't want to say I don't know the quarterback situation of Vintage. I'm not sure. So I'm going to take Silent Killers. For my uncertainty, I'm going to take Silent Killers.
Because is it Al or is it Mason? I think it's Mason.
I don't know. That's the question. That's the... Because of my uncertainty, I'm taking Silent Killers, though.
That's really tough, honestly, because of that. I'll go Silent Killers too for the same reason.
Okay. Then you have us against Team Titus. I'll take us, obviously.
Yup.
FBM versus FTA.
FTA making a show.
I'm gonna take FBM.
You're gonna take FBM.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take FBM as well. I think it's gonna take FTA a little bit to warm up. Because they played in CA's league, didn't they? FTA or did they? Yeah. They did. Okay.
Yeah. Us and FTA. Obviously, I like us.
I like us.
Silent Killers versus Team Titus. Silent Killers.
Easy.
And then our
TBD FBM.
That's our
5 for 5. So we'll pick.
So
we'll pick that at the end.
Next up, I believe we
have 5 women.
5 women. So the ladies are taking the stage. Florida Bitch versus 𝙃𝙃𝙄𝙎. Florida Bitch versus Lady High Five. 5-for-5 game and also game of the week for Supreme. Florida Bish versus B3. 𝙃𝘼𝙍𝙍 versus High Five. 𝙃𝘼𝙍 versus Women Ball 2. Florida Bish versus Women Ball 2. So, again, like I said, objectively biased. I think the first game is a warm-up game for Nas. So they notoriously, because I've been helping them out, notoriously they do come out a little slow, to be honest. This is a game I feel like they could catch Florida Bish, but I don't think they catch them in time. So
yeah, I'm
gonna
take
Florida Bish. That's a pick I would love to be wrong on, truthfully.
I mean, that goes for the next
I would be
pick.
happily wrong.
Oh, that goes for the
one.
next pick for me as well, because it's going to be the first time I bet against Wifey's team and Lady High Five.
Okay.
But
so Florida Bish also?
Yep.
940? Okay.
Yep. And then we have B3 versus Florida Bish. We'll cover that at the end. So up next would be Nas versus High Five. I will go with High Five here.
You know I'm taking Nas.
No, wait, that's you. So you want Nas.
And then you have Nas versus Women Ball 2. I'm taking Nas.
That's going to be a really good game.
I do agree. I'm taking Nas to kind of, they may have started slow, but like I said, they're going to finish the day strong. So, and then plus they get a break in between 9 and 10:20 to get their mind right. So
I'm going to take Women Ball 2.
Okay. And then Florida Bish versus Women Ball 2. I'm going to take Florida Bish.
I'm going to take Bish as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So at this point, we have
a lot of discrepancies so far. So.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have 35, I believe. We're on
35 and up.
So Core versus Chaos. Outlaws versus Chaos. Outlaws versus High Voltage. High Voltage versus Chaos. Yep. So what is that? 4 or 5 games, if my math is right? 1, 2, 3.
There's 4 games altogether.
Four games. So Core Chaos is our 5-for-5 pick. So we'll talk about that at the end. Outlaws versus Chaos. I'm gonna go Outlaws.
I'm going Outlaws as well. On the next one, which is Outlaws Chaos, or not Chaos Voltage. I'm going Outlaws as well.
And then High Voltage versus Chaos. I'm gonna go Chaos.
I'm gonna go. Man, that's a tough one. All right, give me 10.
I'm
gonna go Chaos.
All right, there we go. All right, and then
now
the men's division.
Jesus.
Show me High Stakes.
So
Surge Salty. Blazers for Florida. High Stakes Nightmares. Rocky Top Sippin'. Blazers Surge. Surge 𝙃𝙃𝙀𝙀. For Florida Skirt Gone. Nightmares Salty Dogs. Sippin' Don't Blink. High Stakes Rocky Top. Skirt Gone Nuketown. Anarchy Nuketown. Dark Side Juiced. Salty Dogs for Florida. Rocky Top Show Me. Salty Dogs Juiced. Rocky Top Dark Side. Shot Gang Dark Side. Double Up Salty Dogs. Shot Gang Juiced. Dark Side Nightmares. Double Up Anarchy. That's what is that, like maybe like 18, 20 games of men's games just right there alone?
It's insane, whatever it is. And this is a light day, y'all. We're only using half the fields.
That's what a lot of people don't realize. We're only using half.
You see how many games are in each time slot here? And look how many fields there are. There's 14 fields, y'all.
Okay.
So this is light work. Shouts out to Tone. Shouts out to Auntie. Shouts out to everybody behind the scenes that help keep this engine going.
Yep.
Because light week.
All right. Show me High Stakes. I'm the fight.
I'm going High Stakes.
Okay. Discrepancy. Show me. You got to show me. I'm from Missouri. That's the show me state.
Is it?
It is. Let's go. Fighting Masons.
Oh, I did not spell show me right. I put show me.
Wow. Surge and Salty Dogs. I'm going to take Salty Dogs.
Due to
insider trading
intel that I've received, there's a difference maker showing up for the Salty Dogs. So
I would have took them regardless of the intel.
I would have thought about it longer.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Blazers versus 4 Florida. If my insider, I don't have information on this. I've put pieces together from what I've been told, and I think I know who this is. But even then, I think it's going to take some growing pains because when is this actually? This is the first game of the day, actually. So, yeah, I'm going Blazers here. I think with some more, you know what I'm saying, dirt on your boots a little bit and everything, or on your cleats, I should say. Then,
okay, I like that.
You know what I mean?
like that logic. So
yeah,
I'll go. I was gonna pick for Florida, but because of that logic, I'm gonna go with Blazers.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Blazers. Yeah.
Because even if our intel is right, this is a top-notch A division game.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying. So the fact of the unknown for one makes me just want to pick Blazers already. Okay. And then even if our intel is true, then first game of the season.
Right. So I'm gonna take Blazers.
Yeah, we can expect some growing pains.
High stakes and nightmares.
This game's gonna be good.
I'm taking nightmares.
I'm taking high stakes.
Okay, bet.
Wow, we got turmoil here in 5, man.
Rocky Top, sipping Blazers and Surge. I think we both can agree on
Rocky Top.
The favorites, Rocky Top and Blazers in both of those games.
Blazers Surge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Surge, Dark Side. I'm gonna go Dark Side.
I go with Dark Side. Skirt. I'm taking us. Do they have enough dirt on their cleats at this point?
I see, and this is where the unknown comes into play, right? Because if insider intel is, it's got to be a team of dogs. You can't just name your team for Florida. Florida. You can't say for Florida and then be bums.
Right. Do they get their first win at 10-20? Is the question.
No, I'm gonna rock with y'all, man.
All right, bet.
The unknown. I don't like betting on the unknown.
Nightmare, Salty Dogs.
That's gonna be one that if there's gonna be a pick that bites me, it's gonna be that one.
I take Nightmares.
I take Nightmares there as well.
Okay. Sipping, Don't Blink. Sipping. I'm gonna take Sipping.
Sipping.
High Stakes versus Rocky.
Rocky Top.
I'm gonna take Rocky Top.
I was about to say if you didn't pick high stakes in the other games and then you pick high stakes against Rocky Top a little later in the day, this is 11 a.m.
It wouldn't shock me, to be honest.
I mean, it wouldn't necessarily shock me either, like if that were to happen. But your logic would shock me as far as to why you would think that. Because if anything, I mean, I guess if you think high stakes isn't an early morning team. In the sense of it might take them a game or a game and a half.
At that point, how many games have they played?
This will be their third game, if I'm not mistaken.
High Stakes played Nightmares. High Stakes played the first game.
Yeah, so this will be their third game when they get to Rocky Top at 11. So the sun will be getting up there a little bit. But their feet will be wet. Rocky Top will have one game under their belt. So this will be their second game by the time they meet High Stakes. So they'll be able to work out any kinks. So there's no.
Give me Rocky.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think it's going to be. I think I'm gonna call one possession here though, but I'm still taking Rocky Top.
Okay.
Because there's no excuse of shaking off the early morning or whatever. I think that's gonna be a good game.
Okay.
So y'all versus Nuketown now.
I like us. Every time you see Skirt going, you can put Skirt.
I was about to say I like y'all.
Skirt.
Yeah, I like y'all.
Nuketown Anarchy. I'm gonna take Nuketown in that one. I'm gonna take Nuketown in that one. Anarchy looked a little shaky last week.
That's gonna be a good game.
It looked a little.
How many
shaky.
games what time is this?
11:40.
Okay, let's think about this here logically. How many games has Al played up to this point?
1. That's his first game of the day.
Outlaws. He plays 34. That's 4-man. Okay. Do you think?
Well, no, because he's played.
Does Anarchy play for?
He's played at 11 o'clock.
For who?
For 35 and up against High Voltage.
Okay.
He's played at 10-20 against Chaos. That's 35 and up.
So this will be his third game.
I'm taking Nuketown. Whether it was his first or his fifth, I'm taking Nuketown. If they wear the green jerseys, the boys in green.
All right, give me 15.
Do 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 do. Give
me Nuketown.
All right, there we go. Yes, sir. Dark Side versus Juiced. Dark Side.
Easy pickings.
For Florida and Salty Dogs for Florida.
I'm going for Florida here.
For Florida. Rocky Top versus Show Me. I'm gonna go with.
That game's gonna be spicy. You know, Mason and Burr finna talk if he's there. But I'm gonna go. Oh man, I'm gonna
go Rocky.
I'm going Rocky.
I'm gonna go Rocky.
I'm going Rocky. That Show Me. I like your schedule though.
Go Rocky. Salty Dogs versus Juice. Take Salty.
Easy does it.
Rocky Top 𝙃𝙀𝙎. That is our 5 for 5 game.
Yeah,
we'll skip over that one for now.
Shot
game versus 𝙃𝙀𝙎. I want to say this was a really good game last season. I want to say that. I think.
Is this the game that we didn't know who 𝙃𝙀𝙎 was, and then they played?
I think it was. Yeah.
Then they played really
well. But if I remember right, last season 𝙃𝙀𝙎 was undefeated, and then they lost to. I want to say they lost to Rocky, and they lost to Shot game, both in the same week. I'm gonna take Shot game.
Me as well.
I want to take Shot game. That's what I'm gonna take. But 𝙃𝙀𝙎 is gonna put up a fight. 𝙃𝙀𝙎 is no slouch. They're not a slouch.
Not at all.
Double Up and Salty Dogs. I take Salty.
I take Salty.
Okay.
I knew there was a game coming down the list that I had Salty Dogs.
Shada Gang versus Juice. Shada.
Yep, easy pickings.
𝙃𝙀𝙎 versus Nightmares.
Good game. This is a good game.
Really good game.
This is a good game. I like this because I don't know.
At this point, I believe I have Nightmares having a good day. I believe because I think I took them against Salty. Let me look at all the games.
You have a singular Nightmares here. They're playing 4-man too.
Let me see. Nightmares. I had them against High Stakes, right? I think I did.
I think you did too. Yeah, that's what it was.
Nightmares against Salty. I had Nightmares. Nightmares against Blazers and 4-man. Did I pick them? Or did I pick Blazers? I think I picked Blazers. Or we didn't pick that game.
We didn't pick that game yet.
Okay.
So like you don't know either.
Nightmares versus.
I'm gonna
take Nightmares. I think they have a good day.
I'm gonna go 𝙃𝙀𝙎.
Okay. I take Nightmares. I think Nightmares is saying to have a pretty decent day on Sunday. You sound like you don't want to pick 𝙃𝙀𝙎, to be honest with you. Just to be completely honest. You need 15? I can start the countdown clock. Do 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 do.
Come on, 𝙃𝙀𝙎. Come on, man.
Okay.
Come on, 𝙃𝙀𝙎.
Difference making type of pick right there.
Yeah. I know.
Difference making type of pick. And then Double Up versus Anarchy. I'm gonna take Anarchy.
I'm taking Anarchy as well.
All right, bet. So, all we have left.
We busted that one out.
Our 5 for 5 picks. First up, 5 for 5. 4-man. 5 for 5 picks.
We have Blazers versus Nightmares.
So at this point, Blazers would have played a 5-man game against Fort Florida, a 5-man game against Surge. So they would have played 2 5-man games. So this would be their first 4-man game of the day. So they're warmed up.
Is Nightmares Rocky Top Nightmares?
Yeah. But this is what I will say
because I couldn't think of anything.
I was looking at the Night Top.
Top.
But what I was looking at on the schedule, at 11 o'clock, Rocky Top plays High Stakes, and Nightmares plays Blazers. So if this is truly a game where they have to split up, the Rocky Top boys are going to go play, obviously, their Rocky Top game against High Stakes. So it's
Give me Blazers.
I'm going to take Blazers. I take Blazers in a... I'm going to say, because this is 4-man, you get a little bit more running room. I'm going to say 30-14. 30-14.
I have 27-12.
Okay. So same type of score difference type of deal. 5 co-ed. That's gonna be our literally in the last time slide of the day. FBM Royals versus TBD.
There's a coin flip right here.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Truthfully speaking.
Yeah.
Why is it a coin flip for you?
Because we don't know what we don't know. And you know
what
I'm talking about.
I know what I know for one team. I don't know what I know about the other team. And the other team being TBD.
That's what I don't know about either, is what I'm saying.
And because of my hesitation of the possibility of quarterback play, right?
Because once again, we don't know. Will the Sunday 5 co-ed game of the week be booming? We don't know. If it's booming, then
I think TBD's girls. This is a girls' game.
it is a girls' game.
Co-ed is a girls' game.
So it would be
TBD's
Keys to step up and run quarterback, right?
That's if I don't know.
Or
does he play with TBD?
Does he play with TBD? He plays with
We don't know.
We don't know what we don't know.
I know when I go to uncertainty, I always choose the opposite team, but it's everything in my flag football.
It goes against every logical thing when you're talking about co-ed flag football to bet against TBD.
So because of that, I'm going TBD because this is a girls' game. Girls scores when you, as we seen last week in the game of the week. Girls scores win you the game. Z had a catch. Kendall had a catch. Some big girl plays happen at the end of the game, and that made the difference in the game.
I'm leaning.
I feel like the girls on TBD not only offensively can step up, but defensively they can really step up.
Yeah.
So I'm taking TBD.
I'm taking TBD there as well. I'm going to take that though, being like it's always hard to judge scores of co-ed games. Let's go 2 girl scores. And then I'm going to go 26-18.
Okay. Last week's game of the week was what? What was the score? I want to say it was 1 girl score, so it was 9 points.
No, if they would, because
I want to say it was like 20. It might have been the same score you just said. It might have been like 27-19.
Nah, it was a 1 possession game. Because remember we said at the end of the video, I have to still get all that edited together, but I'm pretty sure.
I really think it was 27-19.
If FBM scored, they would have won, right? Like if they scored with a girl.
We were discussing the guy score versus a girl score at the end of the game.
Because I think they made it a 9-point game, so it was like 27-18 or something like that. Because the FBM would have had to have scored with a girl and something along those lines. But
so it was 27-18 last week.
I'm calling 26-18.
26-18.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go with a score of. You said 26-18?
Yes, sir.
I like that score.
I'll
match that score.
I think, like I said,
that score.
I'm thinking that's reasonable because, 1 girl score is the game here, and I see that being the type of game it's going to be where, it's nothing but girl scores. So basically I have 2 girl scores, a guy score, and then a 2-pointer.
I think it comes down to extra points.
Yeah. So we're both going 26-18. That's going to be a...
Yeah. We'll skip over the women's because that's going to be our tiebreaker game. So
that is the tiebreaker game.
We'll jump to 35 up. Chaos and Core. So last week we found out Core was...
I'm taking Core.
Core was the
Skirgon of old.
Skirgon of old. They look good.
Yeah, I'm going Core.
Who is on Chaos?
No, Kyle. I can't believe I don't remember his name. The receiver. Why can't I remember his name? He plays in club sport.
O'Neal, possibly. O'Neal or
no, not O'Neal. The shorter, like Hispanic white dude. I don't know if he's Hispanic.
Oh, I know his name, but I don't know his name, but I know the face. I know the face.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Dude,
did they play the first week? Did they play first week though?
Let's go back and look. It's the beauty of this little booklet. I'm not seeing any chaos here. Nope.
So this will be their first week out. They played in men's. That's what it was. First week. They didn't play.
Man, I can't. It's gonna irk me all day. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I'll rock with Core.
Yeah,
I'll rock with Core.
I like Core.
I'll give you a score of, we'll say, 26. We'll say 26-16. 10-point difference.
I'm going 19-18.
Okay.
Extra point game.
Okay.
So now doubling back to the tiebreaker game.
Oh, we still got to do men's.
Do we?
Yeah,
Oh, my gosh.
yeah.
It's on a whole nother page, so I think it's the next freaking week.
So Rocky versus Dark
Dark
Side.
Side.
Right.
Rocky Top.
You're taking Rocky Top? Top boys.
Rocket Top.
Okay.
Is that who you're going with, or are you going?
I'm going Dark Side. I'm gonna go Dark Side in our 5-for-5 game. I like the Top boys. I do. Love them. Love Bird shit talking. I love Taylor. One of my favorite quarterbacks in Supreme.
Shouts out. Got to play with him on
Monday. But Dark Side is a very well put together team. I watched them play a couple of times last season. I watched them in the playoffs last season. They're a very well-oiled machine. I do believe they played each other. I like I said, Dark Side came a week. They were undefeated. I believe they lost to Rocky Top. They lost a shot game. Those are the only 2 losses they had, like, on the season possibly. But that was a really good game. They was going back and forth. I think Dark Side acts revenge, and they get that back. This is their first week out there. Same thing for Rocky Top.
Score check.
I'm going to say, we'll say 22-19. 22-19.
I'm going 27-21.
Okay. I was going to go a little bit higher, but I wasn't quite sure.
Now, this is the toughest game next to the co-ed one.
The women's game?
We have B3.
Why is it?
Versus 𝙒𝙏𝙍𝙍.
Okay, why is it tough?
Because, like, 𝙒𝙏𝙍𝙍 was a lot of B3.
I see this game.
But B3 always has dogs. They got dogs.
I see this game as a game of, if 𝙒𝙏𝙍𝙍 has who I think they have. They obviously, not 𝙒𝙏𝙍𝙍, B3. The Mariah, the Crystal, the Yelly, some of the
Neek.
veterans.
Neek plays.
She plays with Venom.
Venom, yeah, exactly.
But they have some of the veteran torch passers of the game versus the young bucks, pretty much, the up and comers. Well, not we're gonna say up and comers, but they're
because
they're making they're making a name for themselves.
But they have
enough.
They
So.
This is tough, man.
This
is the toughest one.
I'm gonna take 𝙒𝙏𝙍𝙍. I'm gonna take 𝙒𝙏𝙍𝙍 in this game. Watching them play last week, they were having fun. That's the biggest thing. That they enjoyed playing with each other. They played well off of each other. So they were able to, like, just complement each other's skill sets perfectly. So, score, I'm going to say this is probably going to be a 21 to, we'll say 21-12. Yeah, 21-12 game. What you doing? Say it.
Oh man, I'm gonna go. I bet B3 has 𝙒𝙏𝙍𝙍 at quarterback.
We don't know.
We don't know. He's probably have Dolly.
Who?
Yelly. Talking about B3. So it'd be like 𝙒𝙏𝙍, Dolly, Yelly, Raya. If she's there, she's probably gonna be at the games though, won't she?
I don't know if Dolly plays with them.
You don't know?
I think Dolly plays with 𝙒𝙏𝙍𝙍. I think.
I'm going to go with what I almost said earlier. Then I'm taking 𝙒𝙏𝙍𝙍 13-12.
inside trader information. We can look into this, right? So when Tone posted the game, right, this is what was said. Tone Messi, let's go. So I don't know how to take that. I don't know if that's you making us play an old team or if this is, I don't know.
That's what I almost said earlier, though. So I'm just gonna stick with my gut then because, that's what I do. So I'm going Florida Bish 13-12. That's what I
13-12.
Yes, 13-12.
Okay. Florida Bish 13-12.
And what was your score again? I was in deep thought.
21-12.
Yeah, I've got 13-12. Woo, shoot. So to top it off, then we got.
There's a lot of discrepancies on that paper.
Yeah, I see a lot of side notes here. Let's see. Oh, you can't even see it really. All this chicken scratch we got going on. But for the barbecue challenge, 5 for 5, we have Blazers versus Nightmares. Once again,
we took Blazers.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Then we have FBM versus TBD, which we took TBD.
Okay.
Then we have Florida Bish versus B3, in which we took Florida Bish. Core versus Chaos, in which we both took Core.
Okay.
And then the only discrepancy in the game of the weeks on the Fruit Bowl challenge, or the barbecue challenge / etc. names, was Rocky Top versus Darkside. I went with Rocky Top, and you went with Darkside. One possession game on both sides.
These schedules are getting quite tough. What is your just looking at the schedule? What is your sneaky game? What's the game that's like this really could be? Because last week we seen On Site play. Who did they play? And they went to like 3 overtimes.
Oh yeah.
Who did they play? ATA.
Yeah, but it's everyone who plays Rocky Top.
Everyone who played down Rocky Top on the.
I mean, because Bird did it to himself in that aspect, but they have a tough schedule, right? So if Show Me were to beat Rocky Top, that's a big. I didn't pick a lot of the teams against Rocky. You see, I picked Rocky Top in almost every game.
So Rocky Top has Sippin'. Rocky Top has High Stakes.
High Stakes, yeah.
Rocky Top has Show Me. Rocky Top has Dark Side. They only playing 4, or is it a 5th game?
I think I only see 4 here.
So Rocky Top Sipping at 9:40. Rocky Top at 11 o'clock. Rocky Top at 11:40. Rocky Top at 1 o'clock.
I mean,
So you're expecting?
I've got them going. I've gotten them going 4-0.
Okay.
But like I said, 3 of those teams can beat Rocky Top, being Dark Side, Show Me, and High Stakes. So, and don't get me started on if Sippin' were to beat them. Don't even get me started.
Okay.
But because that's not even like a thought, right? But we know what the other 3 teams I just stated are capable of. They can definitely beat Rocky Top. I wouldn't gamble on, I wouldn't put my money on those 3 teams beating Rocky Top and them going 0-3 in those 3 games at least.
Okay.
So,
I will say.
So I got 2-2 at worst for Rocky Top on the day.
I say the 2 teams that could cause some commotion.
Yep.
For Florida.
Yeah.
With the intel that you say you have.
Yep.
And then also Nuketown. Because we've seen them
Agreed.
play. We've seen them play at tournaments.
If we had to rank them, those are the next. Those
are like
another
2 teams
team
that
really.
like because of who they play, they could really, for Florida, if they were to beat Blazers, that's
huge.
That's a huge. For Florida versus Skirt, if they was to beat us, for Florida versus Salty Dogs, so they only got 3 games, but they go 3-0 on the day. That's big. That's big to start a season.
Agreed.
Same thing with Nuke. Nuke plays us in
Anarchy.
Nuke plays Skirt going both in 4s and 5s that day. They play Outlaws in 4s also. They play, who else do they play? Anarchy. So that's another team, like, they have a good day. They could put a lot of people on the map to No.
This is an exciting week. What do you think has been? What's the best schedule so far?
The current one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, this one's spicy.
It's a lot of games where early right now there are a lot of like difference making games that are going to, like we mentioned about FWB last week, right? Mm-hmm. They went 2-3, and they show up possibly on the wrong week with not enough people again, or they just happen to play the wrong set. Not to say that they would ever run from competition, because Jack's not going to run from competition.
But you can get the hefty games.
Yeah, you get the hefty games, and you
show up for 2 weeks and play 10 games, and those are the 2 weeks that everyone's there.
5-5, 5-5, 4-6.
When you could have played top 15 teams, and when I say top 15, let's remember there's over 100 teams and over 50 in the men's division, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So top 15 out of 50, like. You know what I'm saying? So you could have 10 losses to top 15 teams, especially with the level that a team like FWB plays at, Rocky Top and Blazers.
Like we were saying before we even started, when the breakdown comes for the A division and B division playoffs, it's going to be some teams in B that we're going to look at possibly in a moment and be like, how the hell did they get to B? Why do they have so many losses? Not realizing earlier in the season, within them first, I think Supreme last with like 8 regular seasons, like 8-9 weeks possibly.
I think we extended it a week though, didn't we?
So maybe regular seasons like 6-7 weeks of actual play per se. We're in what?
Well, we had a lot of holidays the last season, maybe, so we might be a little cloudy on how long the season actually lasts.
Within
in time,
a 6 to 9 week season of you playing, right? Within the first 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you 4 or 5 losses in the hole.
and there's a whole lot of season left.
There's a whole lot of season left. And there's a whole lot of teams. And there's a whole lot of teams who haven't played that you're like, once you asking for games, that's the only thing you have left to play.
Because a lot of teams are done. Like, we're going to be done with co-ed here in a couple of weeks. So it's like, you know what I mean?
It's
I
think the biggest game I look forward to this weekend is, not to say I would ever root against anybody, but I want to see Bumbleclad win in Forest.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see the ladies win.
Let's be real. I think everybody.
And handily win.
I think everybody roots for Bumbleclad.
Like,
no, except for the team they're playing against. They're the only team that doesn't want Bumbleclad to win.
So I want to see that happen. Yeah. Any closing remarks, sir?
Nope. Not that I can really think of. Submit your brackets. Saturday will be the last day that we accept any brackets.
For your picks, yep.
Yep. On the 5 for 5.
Also, last week, we got to do something fun last week.
Oh yeah, we did. The commentary.
We didn't have no games, so we got to walk around, mic'd up, and commentate on 5 games. We commentated on 5 games. Like he said at the beginning of the episode, one of them should be out by the time this gets dropped. 2 may be out after this gets dropped.
But 5 games all together.
But go watch the games. Go look at the commentary. So the weeks that we don't have a lot of games on our plate and on our slate, expect us to be around, like commentating on your game.
Yep.
And
talk to us.
Yeah, talk to us.
It was a lot of fun, and appreciate all the people that were being engaging with it too, because we got to meet some new people, and there's so many people in Supreme now. It's crazy, and so we got to meet some ballers out there that were doing their thing and engaging with the sidelines. You know what I'm saying? And, like, it was awesome, man. It was awesome. So
definitely
looking to do that. Trying to every week. This week it probably won't happen because he's going to be busy. But Wifey's got, I think, 5 games as well.
So it may be like a 2-week layoff because
then we have Turf Wars after that.
So possibly the week after Turf Wars.
Yeah.
Maybe the next time we have an opportunity to actually
do commentary videos.
Commentate on games. So if that's the case, it's not necessarily on the website as an offered deal.
Yeah, but if that's something you want to do,
if that's something that you're interested in, holla at us, and we can talk. We can talk cheddar.
Yep, because I would offer the mic'd up packages already, so we can work something out for if that's something people are interested in. Because it was a lot of fun, man. So I can't wait to get those videos out. So the first game we have coming out, which if you haven't already seen it, go check it out, is going to be Outlaws versus Dynasty. The first game of the week, 35 and up.
Yep.
And we're not going to say. Well, we already talked about in the podcast how it went, but if you just want to see how it broke down, because it slow at first and turned out to be a really good game.
While we were recording, because you thought you picked one team, and you actually did not. But it's okay. I don't blame you.
I was so close to getting out of that alive.
I had to bring it up.
I'm still up in the series.
Mr.
That'll do it for
I had to bring that up, Mr.
the FlagBeast Podcast.
Mr. 27-11.
Oh, I'm 58-22, sir.
Right. I had a single-digit loss week this week. Single digits.
Appreciate you guys watching. We will be back next week. We're going to do an early episode. The episode will probably be out earlier next week because we're going to be recording on the holiday because our schedules align that way. And so, look forward to getting that done. It's going to be a fun episode. We're going to do some extra things. Send in your clips, flagfootballbeast@gmail.com. We're going to be going over some clips and showcasing them on the next episode. Comment in your socials, your name, where you're from, any information that you would like us just to present while, your play is going on. Don't give me your business info or anything like that. This is no free promo, just for your plays. But we appreciate y'all. You got anything, Hubert?
Nope. See y'all at the fields. I got 7 games this week, so I'll be tired. So any negative comments that you have to say, direct them towards this guy. We're out of here.
See y'all later.